Hello, economics students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have your notes for Chapter 7, Section 2, Market Failures. So we've got a list of different terms here that we're going to plug into our paragraph, kind of follow along, and we're going to kind of fill these in as we go. So types of market failures. Over time, mergers and acquisitions have had several consequences. One is inefficient resource allocation because of inadequate competition, and this tends to reduce the efficient use of scarce resources. Inadequate competition may also enable business to influence politicians in order to get special treatment, enriches its managers and owners. Allocate resources efficiently, consumers and business people and government officials must have, we can move this out of the way, adequate competition or information about the market conditions. Some information is harder to find than others and can lead to a market failure. A difficult problem in any economy is resource immobility. When land, capital, labor, entrepreneurs don't move the markets in which the returns are the highest or sometimes remain unemployed. Okay, unemployed, not like people, but unused in a sense. Another form of market failure shows up in the form of public goods. Public goods are products that are collectively consumed by everyone and whose use by one individual does not diminish the satisfaction or the value received by others. And they usually are provided by government. So, for example, it would be really difficult for one person to build a highway by themselves, but as a public good, all of us contribute to the building and construction of highways and maintenance of that through our tax dollars. And that's hence a public good. So when we look at the market failures, at least in this diagram down below, inadequate information, resource immobility, externalities, things that you cannot control, need for public goods, inadequate competition, all of that are examples of market failures. So many activities generate some kind of externality or an unintended side effect. Benefits or harms a third party not involved in the activity. Negative externalities, this is harm or cost to or inconvenience suffered by a third party because of the action of another. And then there's positive externalities, which is a benefit received by someone who's not really involved in the activity that generated the benefit. And externality, here we go, is an example, again, of a market failure because its costs and benefits are not reflected in the market prices that the buyers and the sellers pay. So, for example, negative externalities, we can build great highways, but one of the side effects could be pollution. And that could harm a lot of other people who may not be even using the roads. Though the building of a highway, you could have somebody who lives out of state who uses those highways maybe for vacationing or for commerce, and they never have had to pay the tax dollars for them. So that's a positive externality for some people, but for the most part, it is, a positive benefit for the most part. Anyway, dealing with externalities, the problems with these externalities is that it kind of distort the decisions made by consumers and producers. Pollution is an example of negative externalities. Forcing firms to address pollution problems increases the firm's production costs because they're going to have to, maybe on a smokestack put a scrubber on it so that you can filter out all the impurities that are going out into the air. This results in higher prices for consumers. Education is an example of a positive externality because communities and their economies benefit when people are better educated. Okay, though you can have some people that can benefit from education that don't pay into the system, and that's another example of a positive externality. All right, thank you very much.